charter schools in Oakland to become part of the full set of schools in Oakland, not just charter schools and district schools, or creating that alignment.
Yeah. So a question about the alignment with the charter schools in Oakland and how to do that work. So I honestly think that I appreciate the charter movement. I think that it's done an extraordinary good for our entire public education system. It's put a lot of pressure because there are charter schools that have done remarkably well serving kids who were not well served in existing public schools. And having been in a whole bunch of charter schools, there are some charter schools that should be closed today that are terrible, no good. So we have established, we've kind of come to a time when many of the same kinds of patterns are playing out in charter schools that actually play out in existing in-district public schools. That there are high quality, extraordinary options and not very good ones. So what I take as my responsibility is to create a portfolio of high quality options across this entire district, across this city. And if there's a charter school that's doing extraordinarily well serving young people, that needs to be a viable option for families. And if we have in-district public schools that are doing a great job, that needs to be a viable option for our families. This will be particularly at issue as we figure out if there are schools that are both really low performing and have been tradition for the last few years and that are too small. Those are schools that will probably be closed or consolidated. But the thing for me is I think much more beyond the closure of a school. For me, it is about the education options for those young people. Because if you can't say, I'm going to send you or escort you to a better option than the school you just came from, then you better figure out how to support this existing school, right? So if you can, though, then you must have a strategy for the receiving school. Because the school that this kid was in these families, was not doing great, low performing, and now suddenly you send a group of kids to these other schools, there are needs going to be present in that school that were not there before. So even when you talk about, hey, we're going to save a lot of money by closing a school, that's like a big number, a gross level big number. But the real number is different because you have to be thinking about how to support that receiving school, about how to counsel families as they move, about the work of the first half of the next year, about the better option and having some community meetings. So as we're having those community meetings, we need to say, hey, there are some other options here, including this charter. That's going to be a major shift for a lot of folks. But I just think, for me, if you're not talking about what's good for kids, then you're stuck in an ideological argument. And if you're standing solidly against an option that works for kids, I'd ask you to look in the mirror.
Thank you.